Let me take you back to that evening. My wife, who I'll refer to as Sarah, had just finished a long day at her retail job. I had the day off, which I planned to spend relaxing at home. Now, for context, we've been married for 5 years, and typically, Sarah is the one who handles the cooking. I take care of cleaning up, and it's a rhythm we've settled into. But here's the kicker. I've tried to cook for her before, but she's always rejected my meals. I mean, there's that infamous time I supposedly put cinnamon in scrambled eggs, something I genuinely don't recall doing. But she swears I did, and it's become this running joke between us. So on this particular night, I was lounging, enjoying my time to myself, when I got a call from Sarah. She asked me to start prepping some steaks for Mongolian beef. Sure, I thought, I can do that. I got to work, chopping away, with the expectation that once she got home, we could cook together and hit the gym after. But as soon as she walked through the door, things took a turn. "You're parked like an asshole," she snapped, frustration etched on her face. "You couldn't leave me any room. I could barely get out." I was taken aback. "Why are you so upset?" I asked, genuinely confused. "I'm so hungry. I have to cook a whole-ass meal after working a full day." In that moment, I felt my defenses rise. "You would have had to cook anyway, and let's be honest, you hate my cooking. You won't eat it." "That wasn't the best choice of words," she shot back. "You don't even fucking try." At that, I felt defeated. I didn't want to argue, so I went upstairs to give her some space, hoping she would calm down. But about half an hour later, she came upstairs, tears in her eyes. Now, I started to wonder, was she thinking I was using weaponized incompetence? You know, the idea that I was pretending not to know how to cook just to avoid the responsibility. But that wasn't the case at all. I know my way around the kitchen, but every time I've tried to prepare something, she's opted for her own meals instead. I was just trying to respect her preferences. As I sat there, feeling completely lost, I suggested takeout. I thought that might lift her spirits. But every suggestion was met with a flat no, until she finally sighed and said, "I don't know." So I decided to head out to her favorite chicken place to grab her go-to meal. Now let me add a bit more context here. My work schedule is pretty grueling. I work one 8-hour shift and two 16-hour shifts over the weekend. That means I get about 5 hours of sleep on those days, and I often feel like a zombie. Meanwhile, Sarah gets to come home after her shifts, sleep a full 8 to 9 hours, and doesn't have many chores to handle besides cooking. I do all the housework during the week except cooking. I even deliver groceries whenever I have a moment to spare. Yet, here I was, trying to manage my exhaustion while still feeling like I was failing her. When I returned home with the food, it was clear that her mood had shifted slightly. She opened up about how upset she was that I had eaten without her earlier. Honestly, I had no idea that would be a point of contention. She wanted me to think of her and bring her something to eat, even if it was just snacks. We talked it out, and while I still felt confused about where I stood in all of this, I realized that sometimes it's the small gestures that matter the most. So here I am wondering, was I the asshole for not having a meal ready when she came home? Or is it just a miscommunication that spiraled out of control?